VWAP scanner, most important gapper scanner this morning. The float is 1.41 million, and volume today is it's already traded more than double its float, or just about double its float. So let's see. On this day here, December 28th, it had this big gap up that faded, and it collected itself and has run up. And now you have somewhat of a continuation move. If we span out to a monthly, this thing IPO'd in May of last year and immediately went down, and now it's trying to curl up. So let's look at a 15-minute chart. I have some anchored VWAPs on here, and just might be a little bit too much to look at, but trying to tell the story here on an intraday chart. So you have the gap up, and we attach that first anchor VWAP here, and it's green, and that acts as resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then it finally breaks above that and makes a run. So you gapped up, you faded, collected itself, and now this green line came all the way across here, and then this morning pre-market it broke above. Then you had your next one, this like light blue cyan color was the low, okay, and you can track that all the way along, and it broke above here, kind of collected itself, it was going sideways, and broke above that this morning. Now let's zoom in a little more. Then you had a yellow, which this is a higher low. Okay, so then you had the higher low here, also a buy signal in the 15-minute. No real volume though, but then it breaks through. Now it pulls back right here to this yellow anchor VWAP, and now it kind of put in a swing high here, but it stayed above, right? So then it pulls back, makes another run up, and I attached a blue. It's kind of hard to see, but you have a blue anchor VWAP here, which would be your next higher low. Because actually, if you look at, this was a higher low, but if we move the yellow to here, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Well, it does, in that, okay, so you could say it pulls back, and then as it breaks above, fails, so you maybe want to put your stop down here, and then it finally gets going. Then you get the blue one, pulls right back to the blue, okay? And then here's your final swing low, and look at where it's rejecting off of here. So now it's forming could form a little bit of a handle, or this could be it for the day. But if it wants to take out these highs, it's going to pull back, maybe find support on one of these anchor VWAPs, and then at the open, it could rocket higher. That's what I'd be looking for. So it kind of tells a story of looking at the swing low, looking at the initial breakout, then looking at the lows, attaching an anchor VWAP to the lows, okay, and then seeing, okay, so it broke out above the blue here. Well, the green was, I would have waited until the green was, maybe here if you took it, it's a little extended, so I probably would want to wait for it to pull back anyway. So I don't know that I would have taken that. Whereas here, you had a little bit of a handle, like right there, and then it breaks out, and another pause there, right? So it's just building energy above this anchor VWAP. But yeah, let's see. The whole idea, I think, here is where this can be a great tool is when it breaks above, and then putting your stop loss there. And even if you did take it here extended, I mean, that's 20%. That's too far to really put a stop loss, in my opinion. If you put it way down here and took it up here. So it did run up quite a bit, and that's when it needed to pull back. But the idea is that, okay, it broke above here, pulled back to the blue, found support, you could take it there, and then as it broke above the green, if you wanted to try it, you could have. But I think overall, looking at the daily, this is a pump stock. I don't know much about it. It's a semiconductor. It's not day one. Day one, it didn't really make a run. I don't know that this really has much juice left. I probably would be looking at the short side if I were going to play it. And I think this would be an optimal short. I mean, if you had your stop, if you took it, you put your stop there, and then you could quickly move your stop down to here and look for this to fade. I mean, that's if we look at, let's get rid of this here. It's pulled back 45%. But this is like, it's somewhat of a cup. and forming a handle, but it's also a lower high where you could short it. So now if it does find support and explode higher, like that's where, you probably have a lot of shorts in here. And then you have people that might be looking to go long. So like this is where this becomes a crucial pivot point right there. So we'll see what happens with it. But this is everything's fractal. So we're looking at a 15-minute chart, and could do something like this here, where it pulls back and then see how it exploded higher. So trap the shorts right there. But this is, if you can think about it, like if this were a daily or weekly chart, it's kind of the same thing.